All right. Welcome, everybody, to Knox Makers. It is Tuesday, and you know what that means. That means we do a show and share. We've done it every Tuesday for years and years and years. We should probably calculate how many that's been now. But, yeah. We have a sign-up list to show off. It was right outside the door as you came in, so we're just going to get started with that. The first one is Annie, who's going to show miniature queen and what she said. Wingback chair.
Yeah, so a little tiny. Yeah, so these are just like miniature chairs. So I've got one at 12:1 scale. Oh wait, I'll just, yeah, right there. So I've got one at 12:1 scale, and then I made another one at half scale. So basically like half an inch is in the real world. So yeah, they're made out of foam, and then have a coating of stuffing on top of it, and then fabric. And then I did some sewing to do some kind of like the upholstery little things there. But yeah, so that's it. What do you do with them? I like to do like doll houses and miniatures. So I actually have like an old, for this one I'm gonna do it in like I have like an old alarm clock that I'm like taking apart, and then I'm gonna make like some wood flooring in it, and like I'm doing like little miniature roses that are gonna like kind of go around it or something. So, yeah.
So the wood, it's a wood frame inside with the foam and everything over it?
It's foam, and then I do like backing fabric like for quilting, and then do fabric on top of it, and then there's like a wood base, and then I have dowels for the legs, and then this one actually has the ends of like what you use for like fireplaces in doll houses, and I just like cutted it down and stained it. So
you did all the woodwork also?
Yeah, and I made a pattern just in Adobe Illustrator, kind of drew it out, and then was able to cut it out. So yeah.
Yeah, a couple things. First off, can you talk about 3D printing actual frames of the chairs?
I mean, you can. I think that might be a skill I still need to learn. So.
And also, almost immediately when you put up the chairs on the screen, I almost immediately thought Beetlejuice for whatever reason.
Yeah, there's a. Oh, yeah.
Have you considered adding plastic to the chairs?
Oh, like for what? Oh, for the covering. Oh, that actually would be pretty good, because I was looking for like a little bit more like 1950s like, type fabric. So maybe I'll have to do some creepy old lady plastic, So cool. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Those are really well done. Next up, we have Derek, who's going to show coin rack, coaster, cutting board.
All right, I apologize. I'm going to go a little bit against the script. I know it's one project, but I'm going to show like 7. My wife and I move next week, and I figure I might as well just show you guys everything I've done since I've been at Knox Makers. So we'll start with a small one, coaster that I made for our veterans group at church. And honestly, I did the laser course like 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was really cool how easy all of this is. So did that. I made a cutting board, walnut, cherry, and maple, I think. Yeah, it turned out good. Some of the seams are not that great. Brian made it look really easy to do joining and stuff, and then I tried it, and it was not nearly that easy. This one, John Dale helped me with a lot, but I'm in the military, and it's common for us to have like military coins, like a tradition to get metal coins. This is just a coin rack. I did like 13 stripes of pine and then glued them all up, and then they have little shelves. And then with the laser cutter, I put all the places that I've worked at so far, and then the top was also using the laser cutter, but have the Air Force, how do I zoom out? Air Force and Space Force logo on it. And yeah, it turned out really cool. I'm in the Space Force, so go ahead.
Just kind of curious, so why do you have both Air Force and Space Force?
I was in the Air Force, and then now I'm in the Space Force, so that's why. And then, real quick on my phone, I'll just show you all the other projects real quickly that I did while I was here. So that's what it looks like with the actual coins on it. I haven't figured out how I'm going to mount it on the wall yet. This I made. I realized this was kind of hard with 13 stripes, gluing them all together. And with the laser cutter, it's a lot easier if you just put one, like I did pine backing, like 3 planks, and then just use a laser cutter and made this whole template. And then just press go, and then the work's pretty much done for you. And then going to be giving this to somebody who flew this helicopter in Vietnam, actually. So I made that. It's about the size of this flag right here. But yeah, that was super easy. Turned out really good. My buddy started a shoe company, so I made this logo for him. Using the acrylic looks really good. If you guys haven't used that and you like the laser cutter, it makes letters and anything else you want come out very good. Made this little fighter jet for my nephew. This one, another coin rack I made for somebody. I just cut out the template on the laser cutter and then just basically wrote it in with a pen and used a Dremel tool to do it a little bit different than the laser cutter, a little bit more of a personal touch, I guess. And then last, this was an old stealth F-117 stealth fighter, and I thought it would be cool to make this template. I haven't finished it yet, but I just made that template on the laser cutter as well, and then I'm going to put like a wood backing on it. So yeah, that's all I got. Yeah.
The little jet you made, I couldn't see it very clearly. What material is that?
I don't remember. One of the normal materials that you use for 3D printing.
Oh, yeah, 3D print.
Yeah. Sorry, it was 3D printed, yeah. One of them that was already available out there.
Cool, thank you.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
I really like the part where there's so much laser with that. So, all right. Next up is Sean, who's going to show KM logo bead style.
What's the beads?
So I did show this in an unfinished state like a while ago, but I suppose there's enough new people here now. It's the perler beads, the melting beads, and I had made the logo for it a while back. So yeah, I mounted it now, so now it's not dangerously delicate, and I can actually pick it up and move it and not worry about it constantly falling apart, because when you're working with something of this size and trying to iron it, because it's 4 boards put together, and it's hard to get a consistent ironing on that. I've since discovered that you can use the heat press with great success. But yeah, I mounted it, so now I can hang it up on the show-off shelf. That was what I was intending to do, and they're like, you should show it again. I was like, okay. But yeah, I mean, any questions? Yes. I just glued it. I have just these plastic sheets laying around, and I don't know, you can kind of see the glue spots a little bit there. So it's kind of hard when everything has holes in it, because the glue doesn't want to go where you want it to go. It wants to go through the holes in the tiny beads. Yeah.
You mentioned ironing. I don't think I understand.
Oh, so these are the brand name is perler beads, yeah, and like, but they're just like these little plastic beads, and you lay them out on like a pegboard, except it has pegs instead of holes, and then in a grid, and then you slap some parchment paper over it, and you literally just iron it, and the heat melts them all together, and they fuse together. So they're just kind of generally called fuse beads, but and then yeah, you have to get enough pressure so that they start melting, and they actually kind of get this this kind of squished profile. But yeah, it's basically you want the tops and the bottoms, and I do the front and the back until they melt together.
How long did it take to lay all of them out?
Oh, this was a while ago when I made it, but I put it into a program online that basically just takes any design and basically pixelizes it, and 1 bead per pixel, but it really doesn't do letters right, so I had to completely wipe that and figure out how I was going to do the letters, because not every letter, they need to be in vertical, square things, and not all letters lend themselves to that. But so the design work was, I don't know, a couple hours, and then just a couple of nights worth of very carefully picking and placing, and then painter's taping over everything to keep it together while you iron it. You flip it. Hope you don't. I had to use a poster board to flip the whole thing at once and hope that everything didn't go scattering, and you got good adhesion with your tape. And yeah, so lots of nervous, slow movement between steps, and I end up breaking it. There's actually a flaw in it, but I will not tell you where it is, and you can find that for yourself. What was that, Wes? Anybody else? All right. Thanks.
It's like the Where's Waldo defining the problem. All right, last up on the list is Mark, who's going to show a barbecue PSA.
Okay, I saw this on YouTube. Okay, first off, I didn't make this. But I thought it would be interesting to show, and it appears that about a third of you guys have seen the same YouTube video. There is a guy who wanted to see if he could make something in America. Oh, bring all the jobs back. So it's over here. So he wanted to see if he could manufacture this whole process, this grill thing, in the United States. So he starts going through different supply houses, different manufacturers. How do you stamp stainless steel like this through the whole process? This is chainmail that's made in America. He didn't have enough for his production runs, so he buys some out of India, and it turns out that's actually from China. So we don't have a lot of manufacturing processes in the United States to do things like this, and this costs 75 bucks. The one at Home Depot will cost you a third or a quarter of that with the wire bristles. So when you scrub the oven or whatever you're working with, those bristles can get into your burgers and then into your mouth and then into your esophagus and all other body parts. So this chainmail, you don't have to worry about that. So like I say, I'm giving one to my family and one to a neighbor, and I want to keep one myself, just so we don't have to go to the hospital in case one of those bristles break off and gets in your throat. If you look at the labels on those scrubbers at Home Depot or wherever, they'll say throw them away every year. So statistically, this would be about the same price because this will last a lot longer. But anyway, again, I didn't make this, sort of a public service announcement. Any questions? Sir?
What kind of scrubber did Rob use on our burger?
I think our attorney is digging into that. And that's,
One John Dale told me to use.
and that's an issue because you don't want to have somebody come over to your house for a nice burger and whatever and have somebody calling the next day from the emergency ward. That's a bad thing. But yeah, they're online. This is called, what is it? Again, I don't get a commission. Scrubber every day. Smart scrubber. And you'll see it on a website called Smarter Every Day, which is an engineering geek's home. Questions?
I received an email from one of the woodwork source places that showed a design for a scrubber made of wood. That's actually what I was going to suggest. I use a
Wood scrubber?
for professional barbecue, and
Really?
anything that you need,
Okay.
and either one of those will actually get into your food.
Well, ask anybody who's been to my house. I don't cook. Seriously, I have frozen Chinese food. I have everything. I'm retired. I go out once a day to eat, and the crap I eat is probably bad for me. I need to find a cooking class. Yes, sir?
I was gonna say the wood as well too, but if you got the wood from land here in, around the area, that would be made of there. So you could substitute the handle for the wood, and then it would be a less cost, and it would still last.
And if you're authorized to use the Amazon here, and the table saw, as a matter of fact, get the right angle on it, because that's all it is. It's literally a shaped flat piece of wood.
A V groove?
Pardon me?
With a V groove cut in it for the,
Not even because you, the type of wood you use, you end up actually by using it, it creates the V groove based on your.
wow. Okay. I stand corrected. Sir?
The plans I saw had, box joints from handle to the part that went down, and then there were like scallops
Right.
that matched the grading on the grill that was designed for.
Okay. Any other questions? Well, yeah, maybe, maybe we could do it cheaper than $75. Anyway, thank you again. Grill safely.
All right, that was it for the list. Did anybody have something to share that was, yes, Isaac?
Hey friends, I want to share something with you. It's not exactly a failed project. I don't know if you can relate to this, but occasionally you know one of these situations where somebody asks you to do something, and by the time you get pretty close to having it done, they explain why they don't need it anymore, and you're left with this feeling of dissatisfaction and incompleteness. All right, so there was this fella who ran the laser cutting area in a workshop, and when he bought a second laser for his area of the workshop, he said to me, you know, this is a problem because right now the ventilation system comes on automatically when you start using the one laser. But now that there's two, how are we going to ventilate? Sure would be swell if there was some way to run the fan either time. You know things about electrons, solve my problem. So, with all best intentions and a budget, I started building this thing. And this is just off-the-shelf parts. It's nothing very sexy or interesting, just commercial things. And that looks terrible on here. I wonder, oh well, anyway. It was a little bit interesting for me because I usually use Arduinos and microcontrollers and make things much too complicated. And so in this case, I was trying to do it with just relays, you know. What if you make it as simple and straightforward and foolproof as possible? It was a fun little exercise for me. And so I put that thing together, and then my phone went off. And so then that thing worked, and then I thought, well, this is a deeply unsatisfactory project because currently nothing lights up. And I really can't live that way. I don't know about you, but if it doesn't have blinking lights on it, I just feel like I just didn't even accomplish anything. And so I decided I was going to add some indicator lamps to it that would show, you know, the system is alive, the fan is running, this laser is on, that laser is on. And that's all pretty straightforward too. The thing that I thought you might think was a little bit interesting was the control panel, because it's easy enough just to bang some holes in that and install lamps. But I wanted to make it look a little bit more interesting. And so I used Inkscape to create a model of the front panel of the case that I had bought, and you know, just made a drill pattern for myself to lay these things out, and so printed out that layer. You can do multiple layers in Inkscape, which I think a lot of people sleep on. I love multiple layers because you can snap across layers. So this is my drill pattern, and so I just knocked those holes out. And then, obviously I could just sort of label them, but I thought it would be more satisfying to add an interesting pattern. And there's this face that it haunts my dreams. And so I did some processing on this image to turn it into a vector and to work it into the panel and incorporate lamps and indicators to it. And
What color are the lamps?
And I was so looking forward to installing this thing and having y'all have to look at it every day. And then he's like, I don't need it.
But now you have to install it.
Yes?
But did we vote on that?
No, it was a unilateral move by the czar in question. The eyeballs light up red when it has power, and the green lamps on the side come on when fans are running.
How many years did it take to do that?
What?
How many years did it take to build that?
I mean, a couple of hours. It wasn't really a big deal. So that's all. I just felt like you should have to look at it for a minute.
If you built it and you install it, he has to use it.
Is that how that works?
I think so. If it's wired in place, unless he's smart enough to unplug it.
Maybe I hadn't thought this through well, Mark. So,
Could you switch out the switches maybe to just permanent lights and maybe hang it out somewhere so that we could all enjoy it?
just sort of turn it into a lamp, you think? I could.
Well, I'm happy to announce that the plan's changed and we are going to use it. So I had made plans. I didn't know when it was coming, and I had made plans to change it, and then that turned out to be a fail. So yes, that is going to be a Muse. And this share had nothing to do with that. All right. Any other shares before we move on? Okay. We have some classes coming up. Tomorrow's a Woodworking 101. It's sold out. Sorry. Saturday, we're having a new members onboarding. It's not usually on Saturdays, but we're trying to meet other people's schedules. So this will probably be the only Saturday one for a little while. So if you need a new member onboarding, you can't make the Tuesdays or Thursday ones, try and catch this one. It's this Saturday at 10:30. At 1 o'clock on Saturday is a Stitch and Bitch. That's the social time in fiber arts. Show up, make things, talk, socialize. Sunday is a heat press and sublimation class. That's where you learn to do the heat press and the sublimation printer. And so that's at 6:30 p.m. on Sunday, and there were tickets last I saw. Next week, new members onboarding is going to be on Tuesday, so Saturday and then Tuesday. And that'll be after the show and share on Tuesday. If you aren't familiar with new members onboarding, is a requirement for joining. So if you haven't done your new members onboarding and you're interested in joining, or you just want to learn more about Knox Makers, be sure and catch one. Next Thursday, learn to sew, but it's sold out. Sorry. Next Saturday is a Moonraker 101 and the Quiltinator class. There were tickets available for both of those classes if you're interested. That's it for the classes the next couple weeks. Announcements. I want to, first off, I want to say a big thanks to PCB Rob and Jamie for cooking tonight. Our burgers and dogs. I don't know, better or worse than when I'm cooking? Better, worse. Okay, silence. Also want to talk about the market. Aliki, you want to say something about the market?
So it's funny, Sean, that you mentioned possibly a contest, because I felt that for our fall market, which is on, I'm going to get it right this time, on Sunday, September 28th, from noon to 5. Hey, got it right this time. Don't ask me to say that again today, please. But as a reminder, we have on our all members, and if you are not on Mattermost, just hit me up whether you're here or I have lots of other ways. Please sign up to have a booth, or we're looking for, of course, participation like that. I want to see more of our makers. They're going hot and fast, so I want to make sure that all of our members have the opportunity to showcase their wares. I was also wondering if we were going to have a contest. So for all of you that are makers and have participated in the past, I would love for some ideas, some brainstorming. I'm kind of already a little bit on the let's all make barbecue scrubbers, but I figure that all of the conversation led to wood's better, so sorry, Mark. Chainmail's cool though. So I would love for some ideas to bubble up. We've done the illustrious lamp contest. Isaac won just a couple markets too late. I think you could have taken first with that one. And then, of course, we had the lightsabers were the lamps. Or no, we had lightsabers and then lamps. I think because one or two of the lightsabers turned into lamps is probably what threw me. But we've done some really cool stuff before. I think we did the thingamajig, the miniatures the last time. So we've had some really good ideas. Let's think up something good. So maybe by July or sooner, we might be able to, make some announcements and have some fun with that. So with that, please remember to come to the market later on this year, but lots of really great ideas on how to make it good in the meantime. So thank you.
Thank you, Aliki. The only other thing to mention is we have a fundraiser coming up. We're hoping to raise funds to buy a building to secure our future. We're currently looking for anyone who has some experience maybe in graphic design or maybe large six-figure fundraisers or maybe social media campaigns and things like that. So if you have direct experience with that, please talk to a board member and we'll get you plugged in. The rest of us, if we could be thinking about how we're going to share the word, spread the word when the time comes. Whenever we start the fundraiser, we'll blast it out to everyone as much as we can. But if everyone could think about how you can spread the word to the people who would be willing to give us money or to everyone. And so just be thinking about that for now, and then we will let you know as soon as the fundraiser starts. Otherwise, since it's cookout night, please help us take out the trash, clean up everything, anything with food in it. Let's make sure we get it out the dumpster tonight so it's not left in here. Yeah, so that's it for announcements. I think now we're going to go out to the workshop and play around, socialize. Let's go do that.